Right, Luke James Shrim chatting with the political leader for the Progressive Democratic Patriots, Mr. Watson Duke. So, Mr. Duke, the PDP would have contested in the local government elections in 17 districts. However, they were unsuccessful in the elections. What are your thoughts about the results?
Success has to be defined by a standard. And in this case, success is not defined by winning the way people tout winning. Success is defined by whether or not you made an increase in your stocks. Remember, it's the first time any party from Tobago would have entered Trinidad politics. It's a different world by itself and compete in a meaningful way. Having entered there as one man, I left with hundreds of persons following me and agreeing to the philosophy that people should be placed first in politics. So, have we lost? We have not lost. We gain people. This is what I will call um, creating a base. Now we have a base. We're going to expand on it. Remember when we came to Tobago in the first place in 2015, I started off with just a few hundreds also, and I quickly grew into thousands. And then within 5 years, I would have beaten the PNM by 7,000 votes. It makes the PDP one of the leading political organizations in the country. Prior to the PDP entrance into politics, Trinidad and Tobago was dominated by two parties. One was of East Indian descent, now called the UNC. It was called by different names at different times. It's now the UNC. One of African descent. It has always been referred to as the PNM. And they dominated the politics. In Tobago's space in particular, the PNM dominated the politics there for 21 straight years without end, without failed. When I entered the politics in Tobago as the PDP, we had 12 seats going to PNM, zero to nobody. And we broke that. We took two. Folks said we lost. We said no. They had 12. We took two. It's now 10-2. The next time we went back, they got six. We got six. Some folks said we lost because we couldn't govern. The next time we went back, we took all 15 seats. That was before midnight. But somewhere I read the thief always strike behind midnight. And after midnight, they went and they recounted the votes. And in the wee hours of the morning, they said that they won one seat back. I still question that. I still believe it is 15-0. But I thank God for democracy. So I allow them with the one seat.
Okay, Mr. Duke. So the question now is what's next? What's your plan for Tobago? And people are also questioning what are you going to do now to mend the relationship with the people in the village of Roxborough and by and large the people of Tobago? Because we are all aware of the scandals, the rift between you and Chief Secretary Farley, the sex scandal with you and Miss Kizelle Jackson. So what are the plans? Like what is the bigger picture now for Tobago?
Well, you have just asked, I would say, a question that is loaded with poison. And generally, I don't deal with poisonous questions. So let me deal with the part of the question that has no poison in it. My next move is to ensure that the PDP remains a political party of choice for the persons of Trinidad who are of a different mind, a different political leaning, and at the same time, we occupied the space and the place I have in the hearts of Tobagonians. You cannot fight two battles at the same time. You will lose one and you will suffer from the next one. So therefore, the mandate was from since 2019 at the Magdalena Hotel that I will place Chief Secretary, or now Chief Secretary Fali Augustine, at the helm to lead Tobago, and I would go to Trinidad. That I remain true to, my man to my words. I've left Fali here and I've gone to Trinidad and laid the anchor down. And now that I've laid the anchor down, I've returned to Tobago from next month, which is September month, to continue the supervision of the team I placed into office. I need to say it now and make it absolutely clear that whether they call themselves TPT independents, they are still PDP. They cannot change that. It's like a child being birthed by parents. If the parent's name is Jack, there will be forever Jack. You can't change that. So they trying to name themselves Ulombo Congo and walk in the streets and say, I changed my name, I'm Ulombo Congo. It doesn't mean anything. It just says that their mind is somewhat not in the right place. And so when I see the team I led into power and empowered, the executive of Fellowship as Augustine calling themselves independents and then morphing into the Tobago People's Party, I recognize that they are mentally damaged. And I'm here now to pull the book and say, you were elected by democratic will of the people who voted for these things. One, two, three, four, five. That is what you have to do. And that is what you'll be judged upon. We do not want leaders who are self occupied with their personal life. It seems as if while the license officers were here, there was no problem until the license officers touched him in a personal manner. And then they became people terrorizing Tobagonians. It seemed as if when the police were here doing the work, he had no problem with that until the police touched him in a personal manner. It seemed as if while he had the 3 hours meeting with the Prime Minister in short pants and relaxing himself and they up and down the place, sharing drink and in church, talking to each other and laughing, etc., wearing same socks and same shoes, etc., all was good. But when the Prime Minister says something against him personally, he then has a problem with the Prime Minister and is going to war. Tobago is a serious place with over 60,000 people and many other persons of the diaspora beyond. We are educated. We need a chief secretary to be serious and stop making personal matters headlines. He took my matter. I raised about people up in Tobago who lack in food, right? And all he had to do was to provide them with food and make it a personal matter. That's who he is. We need to correct that. And so as of next month, I will be here. There will be no rest in Tobago until the people of Tobago are placed first. All right?
And Mr. Duke, last question. The year 2025 is viewed as a monumental year when it comes to politics because we are anticipating both general and THA elections to take place in that year. So my question now is, are we to expect the PDP to contest all 15 seats once again and also the 2 seats for Tobago East and Tobago West for the general elections?
The answer is yes to both. We will contest the 15 seats for the Tobago House of Assembly elections anytime they are called, even if they are called prematurely before the date. And we will contest the 2 Tobago seats for central government, Tobago East and Tobago West.
Okay, Mr. Duke, and your return to Tobago next month, is it that you will also be recruiting new members for the People's Democratic Patriots, or is it that you already have a set list of people who you think would be able to drive the agenda of Tobago forward?
In the PDP, we don't recruit, we don't select, we go to the people on the ground and we have those persons select. It so happened that the bunch of persons we have there are charlatans.
Okay, Mr. Duke, so I want to thank you for joining us this afternoon. It was a pleasure chatting. So, viewers, Luke James Stream, Tobago Updates Television News.